Hey everyone, welcome back to Sawmills Timber Tales. So today we have a central Wisconsin white cedar on the mill. This is one of the bigger ones that I've seen in a while. This is the second log up, and it is 17 inches at the base this way, and then we'll check it this way. It is almost 19 inches. So this is the second log up, so there's one more bigger log that we have to do. On the small end, it's about 13 and a half. We got some bigger limbs, so this must have been a central tree in the woods. One of the first dominant trees, so it had a lot of bigger limbs, but it is a solid tree, so this should make some pretty nice 1x12s. That's what we're gonna shoot for. If we can't get 1x12s, we're gonna saw 1x10s. So come with us, and we're gonna mill this up and make some beautiful cedar lumber.
So how are we going to saw this white cedar? So we're going to probably use the 180 method on this one. What the 180 method is I take off one side to this thickness or the dimension that I want, and then flip it 180 degrees and then try to get the width board that I'm shooting for out of it. The nice thing about this sawmill is that it has self-leveling boards, so every time a log has taper in it, I can lift up one end and adjust it accordingly without having to shim up the log. I can turn it quickly. So here we turned it 180 degrees. I'm going to take off a couple cuts, and then hopefully we reach the thickness that I want. But this log, I misjudged it a little bit, so I'm actually going to have to turn it and then cut it again on the other sides. I'm trying to get 1x12s, but I'm having a hard time with this one because of how close it's to 12 inches on one end. So the one end was 13 inches. That's just a little too close to 12 inches, or 12 and a quarter is what I like to cut mine at. And then the wider part on the narrow end, that's 14. So we don't have much room to work with when we're trying to cut our 1x12s, but we have enough just to get what we want. But we gotta be cautious on how we saw it. We gotta choose the right side, which one's gonna yield the most boards, and that's what I'm doing here. I decided that this is the best way to cut it and get the 1x12s that I want. The best part is there is going to be at least 5 1x12s, and then everything else is going to be larger than a 1x8, so it's all still high valued cedar. This cedar around here is hard to come by. Typically the biggest boards we have are 1x8, so 1x12s are something of a rarity. So loggers in my area, they typically don't even want to touch cedar. There's not a market for them that they know of. I buy it, but they have a hard time finding out that I buy it. And then also the quantity. Most logging jobs that people do, there's not enough cedar on it to even make it worth the money for them to figure out where to put it. So on this 1x12, I flip that by hand because of how valuable a 1x12 cedar is. I don't want to use the log turner or the clamp and accidentally split open the board a little bit and ruin the value. It's hard to get any big boards, so we don't want to waste it when we can. So we're almost done with this log. It doesn't take long on the LT70 wide, and then it's also cedar, so it saws super fast. So once again, thank you for watching Sawmills Timber Tales, and I hope to see you on the next one.